Antonio, please don't do this to me. Please help me get out of here. Please.
Come on, Antonio, you heard Dr. Ackland. It's better if we leave.
I can assure you, we'll have your wife calm down in no time.
Antonio, please.
I can't do this. I can't do it. Open the door.
Antonio, please don't leave me in here alone. Please.
Antonio, you cannot listen to her. It just makes what you have to do even harder.
I can't leave her like this. Doctor, open the door.
Antonio.
With all due respect, sir, I would listen to your friend. Your wife will calm down after you leave.
It's not right.
I know it seems that way to the lay person, but trust me, this type of acting out is very common amongst patients when their families leave after a visit. The best thing you can do for your wife is to give her some time to herself.
No, I'm not gonna leave her while she is this upset. I at least need to explain to her why I'm doing what I'm doing. Now open the door.
Of course, if you insist.
Antonio, thank you so much for coming back. I was so frightened to be alone.
I know, I'm sorry. Okay.
You're gonna tell them to release me now, aren't you?
No, Sheridan, I'm afraid not.
No.
Sheridan, look, this is the best place for you right now, okay? Sheridan, look, this is hard enough for me. All I want is for you to get better, okay? And this is the best place for you to be able to do that.
No, that is not true. That is not true, because I will get better at home. If you just tell them to let me go, please. I swear, I will do whatever anybody wants me to do. Just make them let me go.
Sheridan, it's not that simple. Look, you can't see what's best for you right now. You've got to understand that you're gonna have to go down this road in order to get your life back on track the way it was before, okay? I do love you, Sheridan.
Then listen to me. All right, I don't belong here.
Sheridan.
I'm not crazy, but I swear if I have to stay here, I will go insane. So please, don't do this to me. Look, Antonio, you're my husband. You know me. You know how terrified I am of enclosed places. This is no better than that basement that I was being held captive in all those months by my kidnapper. So please, you can't tell me that this is what's best for me. Antonio, remember when we first met? Remember how I was so upset and confused when you pulled me out of the waters off of Bermuda? But it was your love. It was your love that nursed me back to health.
Yes, of course I remember.
And you must know that that is what would be the best medicine for me now. Being at home with the people I love where I feel safe. Not here where everybody thinks I'm psychotic. Please, Antonio, I'm begging you. If you love me, tell them to let me go. Antonio, please make them release me from this awful place. Look, it's torture seeing my baby only when Beth brings him for feedings. I need to see him every day. I need to be with Luis.
Sorry, Sheridan, there's nothing I can do. I need to follow your doctor's orders. Look, this is not going to be forever. It's just until you get better. I promise.
I know this is difficult for you.
You have no idea.
You've just got to concentrate on the fact that you are doing what's best for your wife.
Beth, wait. Don't go yet.
We have to go, Sheridan.
No, please, can I just hold him once more? Just one more minute.
I don't think that's a good idea, okay?
Please, Beth. I don't think you understand how horrible it is to be locked up in here when you know that it's wrong.
Look, the professionals think that it's very right. Now, don't you want to get well in case you ever have children someday, if and when you get out of here?
I will get out of here. But it's Martin that I'm worried about because he needs his mother.
See? That's what I mean. This is definitely my baby.
Could you stop saying that?
Hey. You're gonna stay in here until you can stop claiming that my son is yours. What don't you understand about that?
Antonio, please.
I'm sorry. sorry, Sheridan. I'm only doing what I think's best.
I don't blame you for feeling awful. But sometimes doing the right thing is very hard. Now, Dr. Ackland did say that Sheridan has the best chance for a full and complete recovery by being here. Didn't he say that?
Yeah. More times than I can count.
Well, then I think you should listen to someone who's had experience with this sort of thing, not your very subjective emotions. You have no objectivity whatsoever because you love Sheridan so much.
Exactly why I can't stand seeing her so upset the way she is right now.
Who wouldn't be after what she's been through? But that's what they're gonna help her here with, and also her difficulty separating reality from fiction. If she were home alone, she might hurt herself, or she could lash out at you. I hate to think of it. She might try to take Martin from me. That's why I think it's best if she is in a controlled environment with 24/7 surveillance.
My mom thinks that it's best if she's at home. And then that way she can choose who she wants to be with.
Luis?
She also thinks I'm keeping Sheridan here to keep her away from Luis.
Okay, you and I both know that that is not true. Now, as much as I respect your mom, you know I do. Mothers aren't always right, as much as they'd like for us to believe that they are. But Dr. Ackland obviously has his reasons for not wanting Luis near Sheridan. So I think that this time you should listen to the doctor and not your mother.
Mama, ready to go?
Thank you for coming to pick me up. I know how busy you are.
Yeah. Keeps my mind off Sheridan being in that place.
You didn't follow my advice? She's still locked up?
Sheridan is a patient in a hospital where she can receive the help that she needs, Mama. I honestly believe that that's the best place for her right now.
What about Luis?
What about Luis?
Well, he's adamant about having her released from the psychiatric ward.
You know what? It's not his decision. It's mine. I'm her husband. All Luis is doing is confusing her and giving her mixed signals. He's not allowed to visit her.
Mijo, that's...
Mama, please. Look, I love you, and I respect your opinions. But this is one thing in my life that I have to make the decision on myself. I love Sheridan with all my heart, but she needs help.
I still don't see how keeping Luis and Sheridan apart is going to help
Mama,
her.
the doctor thinks it's the best thing. All I'm trying to do is get her the help that she needs. And all Luis is doing is confusing her, just like I said.
And that's the only reason that you want to keep them apart.
Everyone seems to have forgotten that I am Sheridan's husband, not Luis. Now, maybe I gave up too easily whenever, I found out that they were having the affair. I let Luis act like he was the one that Sheridan was going to spend the rest of her life with. But you know what? I've got another chance, Mama, and I'm not going to screw it up this time. I'm going to take it. I'm going to follow my heart.
What about Sheridan's heart? What about that? Sheridan loves your brother, and Luis loves her. I know that's difficult to accept, Mijo, but it is a fact.
If I had any doubts about where you stood on the subject before, I don't anymore. I know you've always loved Luis more.
Oh, that is not true. I love all my children the same. But I know what's in Sheridan's heart. Now, you weren't here, so maybe you have forgotten, but I have known her my entire life.
Okay,
I knew her when she was a little girl in that mansion all by herself. I know what's in her heart.
Okay, so you've known her longer than me. But I knew her on the island. I knew her when I rescued her from the sea, when she fell in love with me, when she came back to life. That was real when she fell in love with me, Mama. It was real.
Nobody is arguing that.
Yes, they are. I want Sheridan to make a decision by herself without any hounding from Luis, and that's all he's doing. How is she ever supposed to think about our relationship when all she's thinking about is their relationship? Mama, I've got a chance to get her back, and I am gonna do that. always said that I would fight anybody to the death that ever tried to take her away from me. And you may not want to hear it. That even means my brother.